What if I told you that buying a business at rock bottom price could end up costing you more money in the long run? On the surface, a cheap business might look like a great deal, but they often come with financial risks and hidden challenges that could drain your time, energy, and resources. Today, I'll walk you through 7 reasons why cheap businesses are rarely the bargain they seem, using real-world examples and simple math to show you how these deals can potentially backfire. So stick around and I'll help you avoid some of the biggest mistakes that buyers can make. Hi, my name's Trent Lee. I've sold over 600 businesses. In the last 5 years in a row, I've been named the #1 business broker in the country for the most closed transactions per year, and I make these videos so that one day, whether you're looking at buying or selling a business, you'll reach out to me so I can help you through the process. Okay, mistake number 1, poor financial health is often the cause. Cheap businesses are usually cheap for a reason: poor financial performance. Revenue might be shrinking, expenses might be out of control. So here's an example. A coffee shop is selling for $50,000 with annual revenue of $200,000. Sounds like it might be an okay deal, but after subtracting the cost of goods sold at $80,000 and the operating expenses of $110,000, it's running an annual loss of $10,000. Buying a business with these problems means taking on the financial struggles, so be sure you have the knowledge, the experience, and the capital to turn that around. Mistake number 2, weak market position and limited growth potential. Businesses priced low may have lost their edge. They might offer outdated products, have fewer customers, or struggle to compete with a more innovative competitor. Here's a real-life example. I had a software business for sale, only to find out they were in the day trading space, only to find out rules and regulations, as well as the competitors that were more innovative than them, made their software outdated. And so while they did have still a customer paying database, that was shrinking and it was going to implode in a couple of years if they didn't have a massive improvement to the strategies and the compliance issues that were causing issues in the overall industry in general. So be careful what you're looking into. Mistake number 3, operational inefficiencies can cost more than you expect. Some businesses are priced low because they have outdated operations. This leads to higher costs and inefficiencies. Let me give you another example. A very small manufacturing was selling for $100,000 and they were using outdated equipment, adding 20% to its production cost. If production is worth $500,000 annually, the inefficiencies were costing literally $100,000 per year or more because they were using this outdated equipment and technology. Now, if a buyer comes in, they might think the business is priced well, only to find out they have a huge amount of capital expenditures to buy new equipment and get everything up to date and have that business be operationally efficient. Here's another mistake. Hidden liabilities can sneak up on you if you're not aware of what you're getting into before you buy it. Cheap businesses often come with legal or financial liabilities that don't appear on the surface, like unpaid taxes or unresolved lawsuits. So be careful if you're structuring this as an asset sale or a stock sale. Let me give you, again, a real-life example. This is a small business that seemed like it was a good deal on the surface. The buyer paid $90,000, only to find out that they had successor liability, which means, at least in the state where they bought the business, the buyer, even though it was priced and it was structured as an asset sale, had successor liability from the seller for unpaid sales tax and unpaid payroll tax. Because they tried to do this transaction without a broker, without attorneys, without CPAs that could help check this stuff to make sure that the liabilities were handled and properly paid off, the buyer, even though they paid a small price for the business, got stuck with all of that debt. So whatever you do, don't try and do these transactions on your own. Hire a professional to help you through the process. Here's one more mistake to talk about: burnout from the stress of turning a business around. Running a struggling business can be emotionally exhausting. Buyers underestimate the time and effort it requires to turn things around. Let's say that you invested $80,000 into a cheap business that looked like it was a good deal, but you're spending 60 hours per week trying to revive it. After a year, the business now only makes $20,000 in this example in profit, meaning that you've earned about $6 per hour to literally run this business and burn yourself out and show almost no profit for it after. So, if you're looking at buying or selling a business, make sure that you reach out to a business broker that can help you determine, is this business really a good deal? Don't just look for the cheapest price on the market and buy yourself a struggling job or a low-paying job, or even worse, buy yourself a job that has liabilities associated with it. So, I'm all for paying and getting a good deal, but there's more to getting a good deal than just the cheapest price. Make sure that you have proper due diligence and legal compliance to help you through the transaction, and a business broker that can help you find an appropriately priced business that can be good for you based on your background, your experience, so that you don't burn yourself out or get stuck with a bunch of liabilities that you didn't plan on.